afternoon, friends. I trust that we are all okay this afternoon. We thank God for His grace and His mercy. We thank Him for the gift of life. This afternoon, we are looking at Genesis chapter 27. We will read from verse 1 to verse 23, and we will discuss that. And then, hopefully, next week we will finish off the chapter that we are starting today. So, reading in your hearing, verse 1 of Genesis chapter 27 says, "When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him, 'My son.' 'Here I am,' he answered. Isaac said, 'I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death.'" Verse 3, "Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Verse 5, "Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, 'Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food to eat, so that I may give you my blessing in the presence of the Lord before I die. Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats, so I can prepare some tasty food for your father, just the way he likes it. Verse 10, then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies. Verse 11, Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, 'But my brother Esau is hairy, while I have smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing.' His mother said to him, 'My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Go and get them for me.' Verse 14, so he went and got and brought them to his mother, and she prepared some tasty food just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau, her older son, which she had in the house, and put them on her younger son Jacob. Verse 16, she also covered his hands and the smooth part of his neck with goat skins. Then she handed to her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. And verse 18 says, he went to his father and said, 'My father.' 'Yes, my son,' he answered. 'Who is it?' Jacob said to his father, 'I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game, so that you may give me your blessing.' Verse 20, Isaac asked his son, 'How did you find it so quickly, my son?' 'The Lord your God gave me success,' he replied. Then Isaac said to Jacob, 'Come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you really are my son Esau or not.' Verse 22, Jacob went close to his father, who touched him and said, 'The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau.' He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau, so he proceeded to bless him." So this is the part that we will look at today. Isaac is old and he calls his son Esau, and he tells him rather to go and get game for him and cook it and give him to eat, and then he was going to do what? To bless him. So he was being a responsible father who wanted to make sure that before he dies, he blesses his older son. I believe that it was the custom of that time to give the older son the wealth, or to give his older son the wealth that he has. And he was gonna, I believe that Esau was the one who would distribute it to his brother, probably. So he calls him and tells him what to do. He was being a responsible parent. I don't know how things functioned at that time, but we don't see him calling his wife to explain what he was going to do at that time. And looking at how families should function, we would have expected him to call his wife, at least tell her that I'm planning to do this, so Esau will do this and that. But we see him talking to his son only, but not calling his mother to come and discuss with her what he was planning to do. So this, on the part of Isaac, I guess that was something that should have been done to make sure that the family is united. But this did not actually happen. So Rebecca happened to be around and listened to the whole conversation of Esau and his father. And when Esau had left, Rebecca calls Jacob and explains to Jacob what she had actually heard his father discuss with Esau, and she says to him, I have heard what they have said. Esau has been told to go and get the game and cook that game and give to his father, so that his father will do what? Will bless him. But I'm not going to allow that to happen. So you listen to me. I'll give you the instructions as to what you are going to do. And Rebecca says to him, go and get me 2 goats, young goats. I will cook the food, I will prepare it, and you will take the food to your father and tell him that you are Esau, your brother. And Jacob, he had some conscience. We have to give him credit this time around. He says to his mother, my father is going to recognize that I am not Esau, because Esau is hairy and I'm not hairy. I'm smooth. It seems Rebecca had everything planned already, or she was very quick at planning things, because she said, don't worry, I'll sort that out. Go and get those goats, I will tell you what to do. So Jacob goes to the place where the goats were, and he brings them and they skin them, and then they prepare that food. And there's something that Jacob says, he says that if my father discovers that it's not me, rather it's not Esau, it's me, if he discovers that I'm trying to trick him, I will be cursed because of doing that. His mother says something that is shocking. She says that, let that curse be on me. What kind of a mother was Rebecca? What kind of a mother was she? A mother who would rather have a curse on her because she wanted her younger son to get the blessing. Those things, all the wealth that was there, it was for all of them. Esau was not gonna keep everything to himself. But no, she had other plans. She wanted to make sure that Jacob is the one that gets the blessing, because it will seem that she loved Jacob more than Esau. And Isaac also, it seems he loved Esau more than Jacob, because because Esau brought him gain. And on the other hand, Jacob also stayed at home to help his mother. So each one of them had a favorite son, which was a problem. They were supposed to love their sons equally. They were not supposed to have favorites, and this created a lot of problems. And we find that it gets to where it will get because of this favoritism, someone loving the other, and someone loving the other less and the other more. And that was a big mistake that was happening in this family. So it's a lesson for all of us that we should not have favorites as parents. Let's love all our children the same way. Let's love them equally. Let's distribute our love to all of them. Let's not love others more than others. We create problems, and when we are dead, those problems are gonna remain. They will remain divided. We see around the world what these things, we see them around the world. You see that the family that was divided by the parents, when the children are left on their own, they remain divided, and sometimes they will even kill each other. So you don't want to create that kind of a problem as a parent. So let's be careful how we deal with things as parents. So Jacob brings those goats and they skin them. And Rebecca says that I'll put skins on your hands and on your neck so that the father doesn't recognize that it's you. So they do that. The food is cooked, and Rebecca does put skins on Jacob, and Jacob takes the food to his father. And when he gets there, he tells his father that I have brought the food. And his father said, who are you? So that means the father was suspicious that this could not be Esau, because it's too quick that he should be back by now. And Jacob lies and says that, oh, the reason why I've come in at this time is that God helped me to do that. That was a lie. That was a lie. And his father says that, okay, come nearer. I want to feel you. So he gets to his father, and his father says, the voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Esau's hands. So he did not recognize that it was Jacob. And Jacob gives him the food, and he eats, and he continues to bless him. And so Jacob takes away Esau's blessing because of Rebekah who did not want Esau to get the blessings. So it was the parent that was responsible for what happened. The parent planned everything so that one of his sons who did not deserve the blessing gets it, and the one that was supposed to get it did not get it because of Rebekah, because of the parent. As parents, let's be careful. Some seeds that we sow will germinate and mature, and we will not like the results that we will see. So let this story of Isaac, Rebekah, Esau, and Jacob teach us a lesson that we should be fair to our children. Let's distribute our wealth to our children equally. Let's treat our children fairly and equally. Let's not have favorites as parents, because what we could be sowing are seeds that will germinate, and the fruits that will come out of those seeds will not be desirable fruits. May God bless us. May we learn from this story, and may we love everyone equally. May God bless us.